Welcome back, fellow Horror Night fans and Universal fans alike. I'm the Crazy Englishman, and welcome, dear friends, to another episode of Halloween Horror World, where today's going to be very interesting because it was meant to be one video, but now it's kind of morphed into two different subjects, kind of as fused. It's become the thing of videos. So it's really weird. You may have noticed there's been a gap between videos, and you may notice this is not my usual shooting spot. Well, that's because I've moved house, so that's why there's been a bit of a gap between the videos, which I do apologize. I really do. I've been working quite a bit as well, so it's not helped either making these videos. But I wanted to get this to you guys as soon as possible. So this video will still be combining the part 2 of my little mini rant on Hollywood merch, as well as Maze announcement. Orlando's got their first Maze announcement, so it's going to be a lot of fun to talk about one thing and kind of rant about a certain other thing. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mix-up of subjects today. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So first off, guys, we're going to be starting off with the Maze announcement. Now, this is a property everyone's been really excited for. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original film, directed by Tobe Hooper, is coming to Orlando this year, and such great property to start off with. Leatherface has definitely been one of the most requested to come back. Definitely a great property to bring back to Orlando, especially based on the original, considering sadly Gunnar Hansen passed away last year. The original Leatherface from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I feel this is a great tribute to him, that Mike Aiello are doing it based on the original. I think it works out really well, and I think it's in good taste, and hopefully Tobe Hooper himself gets to attend this one. He did in Hollywood, and I'm hoping he gets to see his work brought on more of a bigger scale in Orlando. So I'm really excited for Orlando fans finally getting to experience the original Maze. Hollywood fans, we got it back in 2012 under the name Saw's Law, and it got mixed reactions. I personally really enjoyed it. I mean, there were so few nitpicks that I could have for the Maze, like some of the walls were just blank, but some of the sets were really good. So I can't wait to see what Orlando does with that property on a bigger scale. Also, I'm hoping to actually go through it. Fingers crossed if I attend Orlando this year. If not, I can't wait to see the videos of walkthroughs through the Maze. So with that out of the way, go into my little rant. Now, I did mention why I've been wearing my lanyard. You may, I don't know how close this is to the video, but you may notice some similarities in regards to some of the actual year pins. Now, every year I get a year pin. It's tradition for me. I get one for every year. I didn't for Hollywood last year. And I've noticed a trend with Hollywood that the quality is starting to go down in regards to Horror Nights merchandise in comparison to Orlando. Funny enough, I had more Orlando stuff from my friend Neil, as you guys know him, UK HHM. I managed to get him some Hollywood merch. He got me some Orlando merch, and to be honest, I much preferred the Orlando merch. There was so much Walking Dead this year, it was almost saturating everything. I was lucky enough to find a Crimson Peak shirt. I was happy that they did release it, and even that wasn't a Horror Night shirt, it was just based on the film. There was an AVP shirt that was kind of a retooled version of the original one back from 2014. Just more Walking Dead stuff than there was Horror Nights. In the past, we had quite a variety. I mean, for example, 2011 and 2012, they had La Llorona stuff. They had an El Cucuy one back in 2013. I believe it was 2013. It was 2013. They had other mazes as well, kind of integrated. They had Walking Dead, but it was kind of on the side as well. Every maze got a variation on a shirt. And I felt that the May shirts themselves, the year shirts, were a lot more different and original and unique. This is basically Walking Dead. I'm wearing the 2015 shirt. The back of it is basically the van from Walking Dead. Every year it's been Walking Dead, and guys, I feel like a broken record. I know I've talked about Walking Dead to death, and every time I say no, I don't want to talk about Walking Dead. I've talked about it enough on this channel. No more. First they come out with a maze as well, a year-round maze, which is great because it holds over Horror Night fans until Horror Nights actually comes along. Too much Walking Dead stuff, and it is saddening to see because I could spend hundreds at Horror Nights, get every shirt, get a year pin. I'm so glad that the lanyard was Michael Myers this year because the past few years it's been Walking Dead. Now, the biggest heartbreak for me, was, like I said, I get a year pin every year. Last year I didn't, because I went into the store and the only pin I could find was a group of zombies in the front, just like on the leaflet for Horror Nights, with the van in the back. It didn't even say Horror Nights, it just opened up and there were more zombies in the back. That was it. That was the year pin. And how do I know this? Because I walked to an employee and I said, sorry, is this the year pin? And she said yes. And I said, this is the worst year pin I've ever seen. And she's like, yeah, it's pretty bad. And you know when an employee says it's bad, it's not just you saying that. But it didn't even have the year on it. That's the sad thing. Even the other zombie ones, they at least had the year on it. That's why I'm wearing. The only thing I got from last year in terms of year pin to mark that year was the Jack 25th, the 25 year pin, which is by far so much cooler looking than any other pin I've ever got. Maybe the only other one that I really like is the La Llorona one because it's not Walking Dead. Every year has been Walking Dead. And like I said, guys, I feel like a broken record talking about Walking Dead. And I don't hate Walking Dead, that's the thing. But there's too much of an oversaturation in regards to the merch. And I get it. I get it from a licensing property. It's popular. I get it. It sells. But the fact is, you've got a lot of fans that are really miffed about this. And I'm going to stop buying merchandise if it's just going to be Walking Dead every year. The only shirts I got from last year, in Hollywood at least, was the year shirt, because I get one as a tradition, like the year pin, I get one every year to mark the year. And then certain mazes that I really like. I didn't get Michael Myers one because it was the exact same one I got from Orlando last year. 2 years ago, sorry. Back in 2014. The AVP shirt, I skipped on, I got it for a friend instead because it's just basically a retooled version of the original. And Crimson Peak I got. That was it. Technically 2 shirts out of possibly 5. Though for Walking Dead there was about, I'm pretty sure there was about 10 shirts that they had. Guys, it's ridiculous. And it saddens me because one of the most exciting things for me, and I know it sounds silly, but is going into the Universal store and having a look at the merch and getting excited saying, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one. I don't do that anymore. I don't do that. In fact, I dread going into that store because every time I go in, you got a small aisle of Horror Nights merchandise, and then you got Walking Dead merchandise all over the store. And I don't know, guys. It's like I said, this is a rant. This is me ranting off the top of my head. But things have to change. There needs to be a balance between that because not every Horror Nights fan is a Walking Dead fan. And I know I'm not the only one saying that the merchandise is bad. I've talked to other fans as well. And I'm sure you guys that watch my channel, you might have some similar things. So I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think of the merch? Especially you guys that have gone to Hollywood. Do you agree with me? Do you think there is too much of an oversaturation of Walking Dead merchandise? I want to hear from you guys. So, and I love listening to you, reading your comments below. So let me know. I can't wait to hear from you guys. So that's just my mini rant off the top of my head, and that's why I painted Hollywood as a cartoon character in that past skit, because honestly that is frustrating, because there's a lot of potential there. You could have done a shirt with all the different mix of characters on one shirt, or you could, I mean, with the 25 with Jack and that, Jack's the mascot, but they at least have had a variation on shirts. It wasn't just Walking Dead, and I'd seen videos of their shop. So I think they just need to be more creative in what they do with the merchandise. Now, I'm not a licensing, I'm not a marketing or creative worker for Universal. I don't know how the process works, but if it continues like this, I'm just going to end up buying the year shirt and that's it. And if the year pin's good, I'll buy the year pin, but I won't buy any other shirts. It's just ridiculous. So I want to hear from you guys. If you like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. And until the next time, guys, this is the Crazy Englishman signing off.